All right, so we went ahead and shift kitted the valve body. We got our new TV valve in there, and this is the main thing of the whole trans with the shift kit is the line rise. These things had poor line rise. It burned the band in 3/4 out of every one. Transco came up with a new valve, and it has a spring and a bumper spring. Not just to keep it from sticking, but the valve itself in here, the line rise is the issue. In here, I went ahead and put the spring for instead of a Corvette servo, which would have been a weak spring, to make it have a smooth 1-2 shift so that you don't know that servo was in there. I firmed it up a little bit and put a 553 servo, which is a standard V8 spring in there. The brown spring, that should give you a little bit firmer shift. The orange spring is for if you had a 554 servo, which actually came out of this, which we just don't use 554 servos. They burned the band out because they didn't have enough holding power. And that would be a stiff spring. So if you wanted a little bit stiffer 1-2 shift, you could have put the orange spring in here. But with the brown spring here, it's got an A bushing in it, which is already a firmer bushing. And then with this accumulator spring right here, it should give you a pretty decent shift. And then we put our line bias spring in here, which is matched to the boost valve in here. The 422 takes the blue spring in here. The early models took a check ball in the bathtub here, and they give you, it's a large check ball, and they give you a Viton one to cushion the reverse instead of a steel ball. These two are in all transmissions, 700 R4. In 93, they put one up here for the reverse input, and basically that was to orifice what this hole here does, being small here, so that you don't knock the change out of the ashtray when you throw it in reverse. So anyway, we are going to update this pump hat. That pump is perfect, that pump body. Even though you see some wear here, you can't feel any. It's beautiful. You know, we used to resurface these all the time. This one right here, same thing. You don't feel anything. It's cherry, but it is an 85, which has no lip right here, as I was saying earlier. And the bushings, you know, they used to spin out all the time. I think a lot of it was rebuilt torque converters where the necks weren't true, and they had a lot of, you know, wobble going up and down like this from Dayco and stuff like that. But even in the factory setup, they used to spin these bushings out. So we try to use, like I was saying, the later model pump body from like an 88 up, and you can see there's that lip edge. They give you, it's not much, but it's just enough for that bushing just to rest up against. And of course we Loctite the bushing in, and I haven't put a bushing in this yet, but I got this up at the converter shop up at Dad's. I called him, he said he had one, and he went ahead and resurfaced it for me to make it all like brand new, and he put a brand new pump slide and double priming springs in it also. I'm going to take that back out, wash this up, and put the bushing in, and then reassemble it. Like I said, the main thing that you had to worry about is you could change pump covers. You just had to worry about whether or not it had the dam, which is right here. So this one right here has the dam also, and you'd be surprised, some of them didn't. And this one has a dam. Now, on the ones that did not have a dam, they used to put a 30 thousandths cup plug right there. Or they would just block it off. I can't remember. It was either a cup plug like this, or they blocked it off with a cup plug. And a lot of times that cup plug would blow out when after you took it out of your cleaner, washing it, and you were blowing the blowgun, and it would blow out and you wouldn't know. And then you put it back in the truck and it wouldn't move. And you're like, what the hell? And you know, that was back in the day, figuring these transmissions out. But you know, after 40 years or something, we figured it out. Well, actually, it didn't take that long, but anyway. So we got the dam here. You always want to look at the rest of the circuitry and make sure it matches. But basically, I already know this pump will work. That was the only difference. And this is the late one with the lip. So that's going to be updated for you too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get that together, and then we're going to put it in the transmission. And then we're going to go ahead and assemble the rest of it, and this thing's going to be done tonight.